Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the end of our second decade, which is 1310s. To be honest, I am so excited about this challenge. It's really given a structure to my channel, both on YouTube and on Twitch, and I love playing it and the rules and everything and kind of life stories we're getting. It's nice. Before we proceed, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, both on Twitch and YouTube, and without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Right, so let's start with my channel sheets. As you can see here, I updated it since last time, and now every family is represented in their correct color. And basically, we started the year with continuing the tries for babies. So each of the main household and two side households both had 10 pregnancies each, based on the rules. And in the first years, we were trying to get all those children born. And then one of the main events, of course, was the Great Famine, which happened, and we actually lost quite a few sims through it, which was quite unexpected to me. And we also started some new families this time. We have Benedict born. Benedict is actually the first third generation child, but he's from side household. So he still has a potential to become the main sim, but the time will tell, I guess. Another family we started is one of our sims moved to France, so we started this branch of the game. And we also have another one, which is we have a family in Scotland now. Yeah. And please don't mind this because this is already next decade and I already streamed this part. So we have some new things coming up in the next decade. So if you go to my ancestry.com family tree, by the way, if you want to have access to this, you have to ask me for invitation link. It is shareable, and this is my preferable way of sharing family tree for this challenge. I really like how it's structured. For example, if I click on the sim, and this is something you can do as well, and I click on life story, I get to know quite a bit of information, like the website just creates a story. It could be interesting to read or go through or understand what happened and when. Plus, I keep it very pristine. So, like, when the Sims die, their portrait is grayed out. You get picture for every life stage here, and it saves as well. For example, if we open Gregory, my first Gen 2 child that died, you will see here like everything that has happened. Like we know that he's died, for example. But if I go to the gallery, I will be able to see all of his pictures from toddler to child to a teenager and to his death portrait. So this is how the family looks currently after 1319 year played. And yeah, just if you're curious to take a look at it or always be in touch with the tree, I suggest you to ask me for the links, and I will link some links in the description down below. Now, going into the challenge, I've created two new media parts for it, and they're both in format of presentations. So the first one would be kind of a database of the challenge and the timeline of the challenge. Well, not timeline because it's not connected to time. It's mostly connected to the people that enter the game, to Sims that participate in the challenge, and their family members. So here it says, oh, just so we're clear, I'm gonna go through first 2 decades now because I didn't do this for last time, but I kind of enjoy this format more than the other now. So it all started with Benedict and Matilda Greenwood and their 3 children, Reginald, Eleanor, and Adam. Adam was destined to become an heir of the family home and name, while his siblings were raising their own families in town. So here we have our Gen 0, this is the parents of my heirs, Benedict and Matilda, who died on the first minute of me playing this challenge. Then we have the Gen 1 children, so Reginald is the eldest, then we have Eleanor and Adam. For my storyline, Adam is the heir. So his name is highlighted in green, and he still is alive, and he still is an heir. Then we go to the family portraits of the last year. I think I've used one of those portraits as thumbnail, but didn't really use it for anything else. So here we have Reginald's family in the end of 1309. Here we have Eleanor's family. Wow, it's so different now. And here we have Adam's family. I'm not putting newborns on those family portraits. I actually do it. All those portraits are made from cast. Since I play on console, it's a little bit difficult to gather everything. So this was our main household a decade ago, basically. Now, then we go through life stages for each sim. So here we have Reginald, and we know that he was born in 1281. He is side family and he's husband of Isabella. And we have him as a young adult and as adult. Then we have his wife Isabella as young adult and adult. We have Eleanor as young adult and adult. Then we have her husband Henry as young adult and adult. Then we have our heir Adam as young adult and adult. And then we have Eva Greenwood as young adult, because unfortunately she died during this decade. Then we have all the children, so you see the portraits of each of them as a toddler, as a child, as a teen, and so on and so forth. For Gregory, unfortunately, there will be no portraits anymore because he did die as a teenager. But good for us, he had Benedict. So he has one son with Liberty Lee, and the son is currently the heir of the household where Reginald was the main sim per se. Then we have his sister Yvette, we have Isolda, who died, by the way, during Great Famine, same as Gregory. We have Gail, we have Ida, and so on and so forth. Maybe if I see any children that died during famine, I'll pay closer attention to them. Otherwise, we should skip through them because it's about 30 children. So Ella died during famine, for example. Stefan, our previous heir to our main household, died during famine. Now we have a different heir from this point forward. Marguerite unfortunately died. She was my favorite of that household for some reason. And Catherine was the last child born for Gen 2 per se. Then from this point on we have sims that married into the family. So we have Liberty Greenwood, known in my challenge, but it's actually Liberty Lee from BFF's household, and she is a wife of Gregory. Then we have Antoine Verre. This is a sim from France, plus he is a spellcaster, and I'm very interested to see how this little bloodline will develop in the game. This is his parents, by the way. He came with parents. It was a family randomly generated by the game, and I cast edited them, and so his parents were there, and they died from famine. Let's put it this way. Then we have Travis Scott, for example. He is Scottish in my game because of his surname, and he's also from BFF's household. We have Ayed Cornwell. He is Irish, and he will also be joining the game soon. And here we have our first Gen 3 child, which is Benedict Greenwood, and it's a son of Liberty Lee and Gregory that died from famine. Now let's go into this decade's family portraits, which is important. So we start with our main household this time, which is Adam and his 4 children. He actually has more children. I think we are missing also Gail, but this is the children currently left in the household, and we have the 2 heir options here as well, but only the eldest will be there. We'll see how they age up. Then we have Reginald's part of the family. We have Liberty Lee moving in with them with Benedict. There is Andrew, I believe his name as well, but if Benedict lives, or until Benedict is alive, actually Benedict is the one that will inherit the household, which is crazy to think that it's just like one child from Liberty Lee. Like, it's crazy to think in both ways. If he dies and this whole part, like this whole branch of the family is just dead, or he will actually be the one continuing the family. Then we have Lumberjacks side. We lost Henry here, and we have the eldest son ready to take over the family. The eldest daughter has moved to Ireland. And here we have new families, which is new side families created in this decade. So we have Vert, this is the French house, and the Reginald's daughter married into it. We have Cornwall, which is family in Ireland, and we have Scott family, which is family in Scotland. So we're a little bit more geographically diverse, starting in the new generation or new decade. And here we have the full group portrait of all of my alive Sims, excluded newborns. To be honest, I always wondered, like, is it interesting to look at? Like, I would see somebody do it, and I wouldn't feel attached to their portraits like this. But when I did it, it's mine and it's all my characters. I guess this type of format is really good for creators to do for themselves, to appreciate the work and time that's spent on a challenge, or let's say on such type of challenge. But yes, I really appreciate that I've done this at the end. And here we have kind of all the Sims we have lost in 1300 so far. One by one they're mentioned here, and I actually reuse the names. So when somebody dies, I put them back on top in the family names pool. In this way we can reuse the names in the family, because I like some of the names. Some I don't, but some I really like. Just to show you what I'm talking about, so here I have all the British names, I have French names, Irish names, Scottish names. The names I usually use from the bottom, and then I kind of like shift everything down. If I find a new name, because sometimes I randomly get this desire, I need to find correct names for the time periods, so I just put them on top if I have, or if somebody dies, I put them on top. For example, we had Martin dying in France, so his name is on top now. Then of course we have still our Sims info with all the information about all the Sims and different marriages when everything happens. It's a little bit ahead of the time because I was playing 1320 already, but for example, I can give you a little bit of spoiler that Gail that married Travis Scott from BFFs and they moved to Scotland, they had only 2 pregnancy chances, and unfortunately she didn't get pregnant on the first pregnancy chance, and so there's only 1 child that they will be having, which is crazy. Like this is it for this family, and also this is it for Liberty and Benedict, for example. So I really like how it's going, and I think this will give a lot of diversity to the family tree, and will be very interesting to see which branches of the family will die out, which branches will stay, and how all of this will turn out at the end. So last but not least, I've also made a photo album, which from this video on will be also mentioned in description down below, and here I post screenshots that I've taken during the challenge. So let me walk you through so far what I have collected. So in 1304, this is Isolde Greenwood eating fish on a stick. In 1305 we have those 2 pictures. We have a photo of Henry Lumberjackson, and we have Adam fishing with some random dude. This is Eva Greenwood in 1308. In 1309 we have pregnant Isabella Greenwood and Isolde learning how to play violin. I really love that I took this picture because the violin they use is the handmade one, and it's pretty cool. Like, it gives this medieval vibe to it. In 1310 we have Adam beekeeping and Gail just outside having fun. In 1311 we have some photos too of Stefan sleeping and Eva and Ella eating and Reginald, and then we have the tragic death of Eva as well in 1312. She died while giving birth to Simon, so all her family found her here. And then there's also a cute picture when she was still pregnant. She was reading to Gail. In 1313 we have picture of Eleanor and Henry, and some photos of Margaret outside during the winter time. And this is my favorite photo in the album. This is our main house in 1314. I am planning to take more pictures like this, especially when the house evolves a little bit, which will start with the new generation. I will do some construction work there. In 1315 we lost Henry Lumberjackson, and this is his last picture. I know it has like street lights and whatnot, but I just decided to keep all of it. It's a nice picture. Anyway, then we have all the children of the main household in 1315, just having kind of fun together in their bedrooms. Then we have Gail, who finally aged up into teenager, cooking for the first time outside on the grill. And then we have the end of Great Famine here. We have family gathering and all the kids before famine strikes also, because we lost quite a few. I think we lost 2 out of them. And well, in the same year we also have Reginald and Adam talking about something suspicious somewhere deep in the woods. And 1318 we have pregnant Liberty Greenwood right after the death of your husband Gregory while she's pregnant with his child, which is quite dramatic. And in 1319 we kind of find out that Adam has a bit of drinking problem, and we also received a postcard from France, which is our newlyweds Antoine and Yvette Word. And that's it currently for this photo album, but I absolutely love doing it. So I will continuing it, and it will be very nice like in 100 years from now to look at it and be like, all right, this is cool. So yes, you will also have the access for it. So let me just know if you want access for the family tree, I will give it to you. So anyhow guys, this will be it for this kind of roundup of everything. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like the materials I've created for the challenge. All the feedback is much appreciated, and I actually can't wait to get some type of feedback about what to do. The main question is, shall I move the game to PC instead of playing it on console? Well, this is one of like important decisions that will have to be done eventually, because if I will have it on PC, I will be able to use quite a bit of mods. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe and leave a comment, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye.